Welcome! We just got done watching Battleman Ninja, or Ninja Battleman. And who wants to go?
I'm done. No.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What?
What the fuck was that?
Are you kidding me?
No. Like, seriously? That shit was all over the place.
That was the most amazing thing I have seen. It was so awesome. Are you guys kidding me? Did you not enjoy it?
No, super great. Are we done?
No, we're not done. We're doing a review. That was amazing. I'm gonna go first since you.
Oh yeah.
You grouchos. I'm tired of you.
No, I'm not a grouch.
Okay, so this is a digital release. This is an DC animated film. I've been waiting a long time for this. Really high concept. It's basically Batman in Japan with ninjas and shoguns and transforming castles and armies and it was amazing. It was everything that I wanted from a ninja Batman and more. I will tell you exactly why you guys are wrong. Okay. So I'm going to say nothing and just you and me. If you think the idea of a ninja Batman is awesome or Batman as a shogun,
I was
that sounds great.
You're gonna fall in love. Okay,
that part sounded great. When you had an army of combined together to form a giant robot and then lit on fire, and the Wild came to turn it into a Batman made out of bats and monkeys.
Let's not spoil. That is as much.
Robot,
that is as much as we're gonna spoil.
Fire penis would stop roasting it.
Okay,
and then
you're done. You're done. That's as much as we're spoiling. But basically, the movie is batshit crazy. And that is exactly what I wanted from this. It keeps one-upping itself. You have a relatively, it starts off relatively tame. You know, you got sort of like a Ninja Scroll type of style where they're going to take it really serious. Yeah. But this starts getting crazy. As soon as we find out there's time travel involved, how do they explain the whole Batman in Japan? Honestly, they don't do the best of job at that, but I don't care. That's not the point. It's basic time travel, and Batman is able to bring some of his gadgets with him. So you're like, okay, so he's gonna be able to mop the floor with the Joker, who has somehow become the Dynamo of the area. I guess the local town think he's like a demon, or he's prophesized to sort of rule them. So he's in charge in this in the past. And so you think Batman's gonna kick his ass, but that's when it gets crazy. Joker's castle can transform, and the whole rogues gallery is here, and you've got Deathstroke, who looks so fucking cool. You got Penguin, you got Two-Face, you got Poison Ivy, you got Harley Quinn, and Harley was perfect. Gorilla. Everybody's here, and they all look fucking awesome. And they all have their own little regions, and so they're their own little castles and soldiers. And this is basically parodying the Japanese mecha and the ridiculousness, and it just goes, I am so mad at you right now, Joe, because he's always asking, if you're going to take a concept and you just want to have fun with it, then just go balls to the wall. This thing goes balls to the fucking wall!
But it starts sane. And the thing is, and it started crazy, and it got me ready for...
What do you mean start crazy? He goes back in time into fucking Japan. That's fucking crazy.
No, that's actually pretty tame. And then they fight with swords, and then they're throwing ninja stars, and he fights samurai, and then it's kind of normal. It's really hot. Like, the art looks great. Like, the scene where he's throwing the fans at him in the forest, and he's cutting the trees down. Really cool. And then all of a sudden, the castle grows arms and can swoop down and grab a Batmobile and crush it. And then Bane comes out of nowhere.
Wait, Jesus, why are you going so spoilery? Save some of that for the end. Basically, the idea is that you didn't like how it went so cartoony.
It got like it went to crazy town so fast. It went from like, okay, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be Batman. I actually like the retelling of certain stories. There's a comic I really liked. It's called like Marvel 1492 or Marvel. It's a Marvel,
a more serious approach.
but it's like it's the characters you know and love back in time, and you get to see how they act. And so I was excited to see like what Batman would be like during the samurai times, and I thought it was gonna stay sane and on the ground. And no,
but it has moments of that, guys. It really has
Yeah.
moments of the romanticism of two men bathing, getting naked in front of each other, and they've been villains their whole life, and sort of this honor between men. You know that when
No,
Joe,
I
when,
don't know.
what movie were you watching?
I don't
No,
know
but it
that
has
feeling.
it's this idea of honor and then very
There is no honor.
solemn respect and traditions,
Naked
and
apes.
then at the same time make naked apes. Yes, and that's what I loved about it. It's completely batshit crazy, and guys, this is absolutely worth the $20 that I spent on it, and I own it, and I'm so happy, and I think that you need to go out and buy this. It is now my favorite Elseworld story because of how balls to the wall it went, and we're talking Super Saiyan Bat Transformation Goku Bat God Ball.
Too much. Honestly, it's too much for me. It's like I was trying to watch somebody this thing happen, and somebody just comes in and pours hot sauce on my face. I'm like, what is going on?
Okay. All right. So let's talk. Okay. So that is the story. It is completely outrageous. If you're just ready to let loose, then you're going to love it. If you want a serious, ninja scroll and like that kind of thing, but even that gets a little outrageous, but it's more contained outrageous, realistic outrageous. This just goes crazy. 12
That's
out
an
of 10 on the meter.
understatement.
Yeah. And so if you're prepared for that, you're going to freaking love it. Now, let's talk about the animation, okay? So I was a little concerned cuz I actually don't like it when they do this sort of CGI that's disguised to look like anime, and it's actually not that completely. They actually mix real elements of normal anime, just hand-drawn, with the sort of disguised CGI anime style, with these beautiful watercolor painting backgrounds, and they had a wide variety of animation styles. That's what I really appreciated, that there was a certain sequence which is one of the best moments in the film. And we'll talk about it in spoilers, when Batman and Red Hood visits a farmer and it's in a completely different animation style than the rest of it. Very sort of wavy and stylized.
Personally, I did not like that one.
Oh, I loved it.
I like the look
Had
of it.
emotional gravity. And I'm like, wow, we have this insane film, and there's this nice little art piece, embedded within this thing, and I thought it was great. But what about the animation, Joe? Do you like?
I love the other animation, and what I really liked is whenever you changed it back to Japanese, because the English version, I could not stand the Joker.
Yeah,
The first 5 minutes, I was done.
Yeah,
with it.
I hated it, and it sucks because, and not only is it because we know who the real Batman voice is, and we know Joker. We want Mark Hamill. We want our classics and Harley Quinn. And so the English is. I expected it to be god awful because I'm used to watching anime with English dubs, and they're awful. It is not god awful, but it's not tolerable for me. Yeah. I love the Japanese and all the idiosyncrasies and the way they talk, it matches up perfectly with the Japanese. So watch this in Japanese and read a little bit for those of you who hate it. But that's definitely the superior way to watch it is in Japanese with English subtitles. Man, and I gotta say, the Joker portrayed in this is one of my favorite Jokers. He is batshit. This is Joker for real. It just revels in absolute absurdity, throwing himself into the wind. Now, one problem I had is that Joker is about on par in combat with Batman.
He beats the hell out of Batman for no reason.
And that should not happen. But I think in this world, I was willing to excuse it
yeah.
because I was so into it. Because it's more like this insane, reckless abandon, and if you buy, the Joker is so insanely reckless that he can kind of push through Batman's
He also knows that Batman won't
trained
kill him.
combat.
He
Exactly.
says over and over in the fight, he's like,
Yeah.
I know you won't kill me, so he can swing recklessly and
So
know that he's
I
not
loved
gonna be
it.
murdered.
It's like you're just picking on your big brother. You know he can't do anything
Yeah.
because you go tell him.
See,
off.
I bought that. I didn't have a
loved
problem with it. I thought the Joker was one of the
best Jokers.
the best parts of this. The
Yeah.
animation was pretty good.
Yeah.
But man, did it go
You,
crazy.
you just didn't like the mecha and the robotic transformation. It's called the Sentai. This has a lot of sort of Super Sentai, combination, Voltron, both of Americans, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so a little bit of would have been fine, but it went so out of control even for that. We'll talk about this in spoilers, but
Okay.
it gets absolutely
looks like
ridiculous.
we need to
agree
move
with him,
to
though. Like, I
spoilers.
think they should have just focused on the Joker or somebody, but they put too many characters, the villains. You didn't really need them.
Poison Ivy was
you
there,
did have,
but why?
You did have the regions, but you don't really focus on the regions over there. You don't really get to see that. So to me, that was just needless.
Fan
you
service?
didn't need that.
Yeah.
Just focus
it-
on the Joker and
yeah.
then play that up.
Yeah, you're right in the sense that the story would probably be stronger
Yeah.
and more emotional and more gravity, have a gravity to it. But I don't think that was the purpose here, guys. Especially with how crazy it goes. This is sort of a crowd pleaser. It's like you want to see Batman in Japan, you want to see ninjas and samurais.
You know
and,
how I
and-
love that stuff. But
yeah,
I just-
but that's why I'm so surprised. These guys
We're
are
on acid.
total grouchos. No.
I'm always a Groucho, you know that.
Yeah,
but I mean,
but-
and I love Batman. And
I hate
this,
you guys.
And then again,
these alternate stories, I want this to do well. I want you guys to go out and see it.
No.
Who do you agree with? Go see this thing. We're gonna give a final verdict.
Okay.
And you're gonna go out and buy it, okay? And you're gonna tell me whether you agree with me and you loved every moment of it, and the music, the sound was so good, all of the explosions, all of the designs.
Yeah, the monkeys
Yes.
playing the flute was really cool.
Amazing.
Playing the Adam West
yes,
theme
the
song.
monkeys. I fucking love little monkeys. They're cute as shit, man. You can't deny those little monkeys were not cute. All right. Final verdicts. I'm gonna go with these guys first because
No, I
I
wanna hear you.
shit all over it.
All right, well, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 10. The
What?
the
Sit.
the DC.
Sit.
So unlike
Sit.
well, no, you face it towards you. and
No,
you go
I'm just trying to be
down and
careful.
across
So
and then
this
up.
is-
Yeah,
Sit.
yeah. So the
Below average. There's no way with this Joker, with the animation, with the sound,
So,
with the music.
for DC animated movies, really high bar.
Yes, DC animation
was
is
this.
excellent.
This is nowhere
But I've
near
seen,
average.
Oh man, I've seen some bad DC animation. You haven't seen Batman and Harley Quinn. Awful.
Yeah, I have.
That is a real 3 out of 10. You have where she
Where
just
she has
is
sex
and
with
she-
Nightwing.
Okay, you've seen
seen
it.
it.
That's a fucking 4. That's below a 4.
Just because that one's
This-
bad doesn't mean this one's
I
not bad.
hate you.
Yeah, remember
Alright,
again.
look,
Start here,
go
and
ahead,
you fall.
finish.
You fall forward.
Let him
You
finish.
fall forward.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it wasn't. Had it not.
Below average.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't understand how this. It went so out of control, and I'll buy some craziness. The Joker's insane. Harley Quinn's insane. The fact that there's like robotic penguins shooting missiles, totally crazy. This went so far beyond all of that we've ever seen in the DC anime. Like,
Okay, I can already tell what's happened here, and I'll summarize it in mine. But go ahead, Joe.
Well, and I thought Batman and Robin was ridiculous.
yeah.
This one took it to a whole nother level. I didn't like the story. Like I said, I'd rather it focus on one villain, the Joker, and play that up. This was just too much, too chaotic. The animation was great. The voice acting was amazing. I did really like the ending whenever it's like the little face-off, the sword fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I came here for. I'm going to give this a 5. It's an average for me.
Wow, guys. Okay, so here's what happened. These guys wanted to come in and get a serious period film, okay? One where the stories take center stage rather than the action, the visuals, the flair, the, just craziness, right? They wanted story over that. I actually was ready. I was just down and dirty with the concept. It's like Batman goes back in time. He's a fucking samurai. We got diamonds. We got ninjas. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, all that sounded great.
And that is what you get here. But I will say that, you know, there's a lot more robot combat than I was expecting. And you have armies of gorillas and monkeys and bat ninja clans that worship Batman. And I kind of wanted to see some of these battles play out, but it's more about the giant robots kind of fighting each other. And then once all that shit gets out of the way, then you have your one-on-one confrontations, and that's when, Joe, all of a sudden you started liking those bits.
Yes.
And I can see where they're coming from now, that they were put off by sort of the hyper Japanese over-the-top style rather than a more serious take on it. And granted, I would love to see both of those. I like that I have this film, but I would like to see a film like that. And that's why I want this to do well, because I thought, for what it was, it knew that it was over the top. You could tell, because it was throwing hints all the time, that it knew how outrageous it was. And so 4, 5, first time in Angry Joe history, we have this much of a deficit.
Are you gonna go with a 9?
I'm going with a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
I loved this. I loved that it had absolutely no restraint. And here's the great thing, is that it has no restraint, but all the characters were the characters. Harley in that Batman
There
versus
was no Batman.
Batman and Harley, she was not, that is not Harley. She doesn't act like Harley. She's awful. And this is Harley. This is the Joker. Every single character acts like themselves, except for maybe
Batman.
Robin, because you would think that that's actually the Damian version of Robin. He's a little too happy-go-lucky, but they needed that sort of boyish kind of thing to fill that role, that he's friends with the monkeys and the pets and the flutes and all that stuff. So,
Do you think this was a good representation of Batman?
hell no, this is a good representation.
No,
of,
I mean it's a character. Because you're talking about the character. I think I agree with you. Harley was great. The Joker was great.
Actually, you're
Two-Face
right.
was great.
Everybody surrounding but Batman himself.
Again.
Batman himself is so stoic, and he's just like this empty vessel.
He's a thug that knows like kung fu. Like most modern representations of Batman, he's not a detective. He's just some dude who can.
I know,
kick
that's
ass.
the
And
sad thing, that we haven't seen good old-fashioned Detective Batman in a long time. And I'm hoping that the upcoming Batman film, will take a more detective side. But anyways, so 9 out of 10 for me, because I reveled in its ridiculousness. But if you don't want something ridiculous and you want something super serial that is a Batman detective story, that ain't fucking here. And now I understand why it's a 4 out of 10. He does no investigative skills. All right, guys. So we'll talk about spoilers here, and go out and get this thing and tell me whether you hate it.
Watch this so you can just tell him that
It's awful?
Yeah, you were wrong.
Wow. All right. Well, I've seen some worse DC animated films. Than
Yeah,
y'all. It
yeah,
must
I
seem
know.
like
Yeah.
that. All right. But. Okay, welcome to the spoiler section. So here's why they fucking hate it. Because you have fucking castle robots transforming, and then the Gorilla Grodd uses his mind.
In feudal Japan, mind
In
you.
feudal Japan,
they build giant robots out of castles and stone.
Yeah.
And they
Guys.
barely invented the steam engine. He tells you,
This is an alternate dimension.
No, it's not.
It's
in
no,
Japan.
it's not clear at all. The story is so fucked
clearly
at the
says,
beginning.
He says, this is Japan. Okay.
No, the story is so fucked because we have no idea, like,
How
is-
everybody got sucked in. and
So-
that's
so
why.
it-
They were all in
at the
Arkham Asylum
beginning-
So the whole
Yeah.
asylum.
Right, it's the whole asylum, so we understand why all those guys. Okay, all right. I thought it was perhaps the whole of Gotham are these people inhabiting the Japan Gotham
No.
people. No, they're not. It was all just the Arkham Asylum with all the villains, with Gorilla Grodd. He has the mind control. He can mind control them. They combine into a super robot, and then how does Batman combat this super robot? He gets little Robin to have play a magic flute, or no, Gorilla Grodd gives his magic flute to Batman, who gives it, and then a little cute monkey all of a sudden, for no reason, gets a monkey girlfriend. So the monkey plays the flute.
Hey man, he was pretty cute.
And then the whole army shows up, but only the
play?
monkey girlfriend could add the next element where they could combine into a massive monkey god who transform. And well, at first the monkeys were just swarming the robot and ripping things apart. And you guys were like, oh my god, are they gonna fucking combine into one?
I called it before it
ro-
even happened.
Yeah.
I said, oh my god, are they gonna combine to be one giant stupid
Yes.
monkey? And of course they did.
And I was like, yes, of course they're going to. And then later on, they combine into a super monkey.
But the Joker's flame penis is like burning the monkey thing down, and
There was no flame penis. He fires a rocket. He's like, "Goodbye, monkeys," and he fires the rocket. But the monkeys get out of the way. The rocket goes. It's just so fucking.
And then the
cool.
flame cannon comes out of the crotch of
Was it the crotch?
Yeah.
I thought it was the chest.
And then,
I thought it was the chest.
the monkeys are like dying and it's shielding itself, and so the bats come out, and then the bats fill in all the gaps of the burning monkeys, and then the bats and the monkeys combined turn into Batman, literally like Adam West.
Oh,
Batman.
that and so even I was like, okay, he had the yellow belt too.
Yeah, I don't know where the yellow came from.
The animated series Batman. And then they threw a punch, but the sound was so good, and everything was so. It was so over the top.
You know what song they were playing to make all the monkeys come together, right? They were playing the Adam West theme song.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
But it was like a Japanese version.
It was like no.
Yeah, but it was.
And then all the monkeys come out of nowhere, and you're like, no.
It was so crazy, guys. And so that final battle between the robots, I think that if you remove the final battle with the robots.
All the robots together, I would have given this like an 8 out of 10.
Really? And it would have been like normal fighting between like fucking samurai and gorilla armored up.
Yeah, the final sword fight scene was actually really cool. You get to see the dynamic where the Joker says, look, I know you're a good guy. I'm calling you the hero over and over.
Yeah.
You're not going to kill me. And then there's a part where Batman kind of lets him fall off the building, and then Joker's like, yes, I did it. I'm better than you. You're not the hero I thought. Now you're starting to get fun.
Yeah.
And then Batman saves him. It's like, this is the dynamic
Yeah,
that
the tone is really good at the end.
I really like
so,
that.
So I will say, I think it was trying to please both types of fans. Me, like, who wanted to see it revel in its location and
Light
setting.
itself on fire.
And also take some of the serious tones, like you have that fight between Joker and Batman, when you have Bruce Wayne preparing food and tea for everybody, that kind of stuff that is more somber. And I totally see your guys' point, I really do, and I think that would be an amazing film too. But I was expecting this to be over the top cartoon ninja. It's Joker's a fucking samurai
That was
and Batman's
cool,
a
though.
fucking ninja. But yes, I get what you're saying. You would have rather it taken more serious. And it's true. It's true. What else? I loved all the fights. I thought the cinematography was great and the action scenes. I could tell what was happening.
I wanted to see way more of all of the other, like Joe mentioned, the other bad guys were not actually in the film. Like Poison Ivy was there. Bane was there for 10 seconds.
As E Honda.
Yeah.
As sumo
Poison Ivy
wrestler.
was there for a couple seconds. Two-Face had the most to say. With 4 lines.
Yeah, see, I liked that they were there because I wanted to see everybody in this world. I don't think they thought that they could have a 3-film series in this world, and maybe that would have been the best thing for it, so that they can spend time on each one of these. I thought that they say we have one shot at this, and let's just fucking throw everything out there and see what happens. In my opinion, this opens the doorway, if it does well, for a more serious take in Japan and really making that serious. Because now that we know all those serious elements, when they took it serious, worked so well, I hope they do it in the future. And they could have taken 2 paths. It could have gone serious right at the beginning or more outrageous. And it's just they took the more outrageous path. And it put off these two. It probably put off a few of you in the audience
it did
too.
For me, like I'm all about going all outrageous. Like I love crazy movies like Japan. It's a ridiculous movie, but
I totally see what you guys are saying now, but I'm not lowering my rating because I thought it was.
Look, if you enjoyed it, that's
yeah,
totally fine. Like I'm not faulting you for. I'm just saying that my problem is
it's 2 different types of films.
It doesn't. It's not that it starts a little crazy. Like I just naturally accept time travel. If like this is a time travel movie, you just have to get over it. If you think about it, it's stupid. You can't.
Yeah.
So there's time travel, and that's all the first 30 seconds. And then we're in Japan, and they have like a normal. He has a skirmish in the street with samurai, and it's
Yeah,
kinda cool.
but for me, it's showing you that it's so technically proficient and so well directed that it can handle both of these elements and do it well. It handled all those elements that y'all like really well because that's what you love best about it. It also handled all the Super Sentai transformation, Son Goku, bat techniques really well that it made me happy. So it tried to be something for everybody. And unfortunately, that sometimes leads to failure. And in this case, these guys, it led to failure, but I was able to enjoy both sides. We're just going to go around in circles now. Is there anything else that y'all wanted to spoil?
Not that I want to spoil. I mean, I really want to.
Oh, the bat clan. I don't understand. So that doesn't make any sense, right?
There was this clan.
They worship Batman.
They have a prophecy that said that any time the world is going to crap, that a person in a bat mask will show up and save them.
Yeah.
And so they have this mask, and they kind of dress like him, and they do what they can to save everybody, and they just acted as fodder the entire time.
And I thought it was cool. Like the designs were cool, and if they were the soldiers, then that would have been awesome. But they were kind of not present for the whole most of the time.
Yeah, a lot of them got shot.
Yeah. No. Those were they tricked Joker.
They tricked Joker, but then when they got on the ship, they all exploded on the boat.
Oh,
Remember,
true.
he said like a lot of them died. That's
Yeah,
what Batman was all emo about everything.
Yeah, well, they had to do that sort of leading protagonist in some anime type
When he
films
dresses
where
like a
Batman's like,
priest.
they have their faith in me. I must honor them. I must take up the mantle of the Bat. And it's like, yeah, Bruce doesn't know. No, Bruce doesn't, But I did like the fact that because you include some of the Japanese culture and history in here, in addition to his Bat family, now that he has this Bat clan, which, by the way, is so awesome. I would play these guys in a board game version of this. He has a family, and he kind of felt like, okay, I finally have something to
his
fight
son
for.
was there with him, we think.
Yeah, we
don't know who the hell that Robin is.
Yeah, there was Red Robin,
Red Hood,
Nightwing,
and
Red Hood.
So Tim Drake was there,
Yeah.
Dick Grayson was there, Jason Todd was there, and then we think
It's Damien. It's Damien. And he cut his hair. Oh! The stupidest thing in the film.
The priest.
the maybe
priest?
the 10th
He
stupidest
dressed-
thing in that film.
He dressed up as a priest, and he shaved his head.
The top of his head.
Except for the Batman logo.
The Batman logo he left right
We
there.
all was like, what the fuck?
But he was in disguise.
But it wasn't even, that wasn't hair, Joe. That was like a tattoo. Oh, you didn't know that Bruce had a tattoo there the whole time?
That's the bat signal?
Yeah, he was always
When did he
destined
get
to be
that?
the Batman.
When did he get that?
From when he was born as a little birthmark.
Oh, it's his birthmark.
Yeah, on
Okay,
the
yeah,
shape
my
of the
bad.
bat.
My bad.
Alright, guys, that's enough. Go out and see this thing. You're either gonna fucking hate it or you're gonna fucking love it because there is no middle ground because it tries to do both things.
Yeah, if you just kind of like it, you're a psycho.
Yeah, you need to make up your mind. Join me. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys. Hey guys, quick promotion from my game that is up on Kickstarter right now, Street Fighter the Miniatures game. It is in its last days. Thank you guys so much for making this such a huge success, but it is almost over. You got to pick one up now because the miniatures are looking so good, and at this point we've unlocked so much additional free content for Street Fighter and World Warrior pledges due to you guys. We're talking new modes, we're talking new maps, Street Fighter Classic, Tag Team, power-ups modes, so many different component upgrades, a whole new decks, fighters, Guile, Blanca, E-Honda, Dalcy, Balrog, Cammy, Fei Long is unlocked. We're about to unlock T-Hawk with your help, DJ, the whole classic Street Fighter 2 roster, and more after that. It just keeps getting better and better, guys. So definitely, please, if you ever enjoyed any of my videos, any of my reviews, at least visit this page and give it your consideration. You're gonna want to grab these either for now or in the future, or give them to your friends or sell them off. I don't care. You're gonna love the game. That I know. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for how awesome this has been. I hope you enjoy the review. So what are you waiting for? Ready, pledge, fight!
The end has come. Hmm.